Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Good morning. Oh, good evening. Okay, so today our topic is the beauty of simplicity and beauty of simplicity. So there are different beliefs about simplicity and different beliefs about beauty. So first, let's talk about beauty. What appeals to the eyes or to the heart? Hmm? Something that is beautiful, which is also genuine. Hmm? Something that is symmetrical looks beautiful. Hmm? Something that is constant looks beautiful. If it changes very quickly, it doesn't appeal to the eye. Hmm? Something that is pure appeals to the eye. It looks beautiful. If we look at nature, nature is very natural. The nature of nature is, we know that the mountain is going to stand, the water is going to flow, and so it's kind of beautiful. If we look at a leaf, simple leaf, there's nothing but you see a central line, and there are spokes that are coming out. Yet it is so symmetrical, but it looks so beautiful. It's natural as is. So, beauty, what is beauty? Beauty is something that is authentic, that is real, that sounds beautiful. And what is simplicity? Simplicity is just that. It's having that without any pretense. Simplicity, sometimes we think of simplicity meaning less. If I am simple, meaning I have less, and I have less value, I have less either materialistic things, and we feel if it is less, that means my value is less, that means my happiness is also less. And how we can compare that, children 20, 30 years ago, or maybe when we were growing up as children, how much access did we have to games, to gifts, toys? How many toys did we get from our parents? Very few, very less. Were we happy? Even if we didn't have toys, even if we didn't get it, we would still play. We would still find something, a game out of nothing, and we would play. We were creative, we enjoyed. And it's not like if we got the game, we weren't happy. We were still happy when we got the game, but we weren't dependent on all these stimuli to make us happy. And then came the cell phone. With this is an era with before cell phone and after cell phone, or we can say the digitalization. And what happened? Communication became very easy. But was life simpler or more complicated? Recently I went to a silence retreat about last month for 3 to 4 days. And the first day, when they asked to give the cell phone away, because it had to be kept separately, I think this was probably the first time that, since the time I've ever had cell phones, that I had given the cell phone away for a few days without cell phone. I've had days where I would not look at it and only look at it once or twice, but this was a moment when I had to give it away. No cell phone at all. And initially, I thought, yeah, I'm going to be fine, but I realized my my attention was getting pulled. What if there is something that I could handle, and now I'm not there? Okay, couple of times the thought came, and then I said, okay, no, I'm here for a retreat. Let me take benefit. Within 2 to 3 hours, not a long time, 2 to 3 hours, it's not like I did a lot of meditation. Within 2 to 3 hours, I felt like I was in my childhood days. So light. In 2 to 3 hours of giving cell phone away. So it's yes, it is important. We need cell phones, we need digitalization in our life. Our all the tasks are dependent on it. But is it making our life happier, or it's just overloading us with information, with attention? Everything is looking for our attention. And what simplicity does is it decreases that need for attention. Hmm? When, say, suppose somebody gets stressed, but if I, any possessions that I have, whether I have a car, whether I have a cell phone, whether I have a watch, whether I have clothes, whether I have my house, possessions of what I have in the house, every little detail that I have, and if the intent behind is to impress or is to add value to my worth by having that, what will happen? I'm constantly seeking for people's approval, because the initial intent was that to have that kind of respect or have that kind of praise from outside. And then it is I want. So yes, we get it. Of course, when we do, it's external, we do get it for some time, and then it fades. So then again the praise ends, and there is something else that I need to put in or make an effort again to again get that praise or get that attention from people. And for, okay, people, I do whatever effort I make to get that attention, and outside world is very unpredictable. Maybe one day they will give that attention and praise, and one day they might give the opposite also. Okay, so then again I will have to make effort to make it appropriate according to the outside world. So I'm not being myself, I am changing myself according to how people will approve of me, how outside surrounding will like me. So I'm changing from who I am to what people want me to be. And that too externally, they don't know me. But I am constantly striving to make others happy, to make others respect me, to make others like me. So I am constantly going outwards, give me this, and for that, whatever I need to attain, I'm attaining. So I'm doing so much and I'm getting less. There's a lot of effort, lot of effort. Hmm? And what happens when we are simple? When I choose to remain simple, I am out of that competition. Otherwise, I'm constantly competing, striving. I need to prove this, I need to get this. And once I'm simple, I'm out. There is peace. There is peace of mind. And when there is peace of mind, when I'm not striving, I have a lot of resources available to do whatever I need to do. Right? Studies have shown that there is something called a decision fatigue. And what that means is that we can only make a certain amount of decisions throughout the day. Exactly, because we are using our resources, whether this or that, what do I do in this case? Certain decisions are harder to make, and certain decisions are easier to make. But certain decisions are very important, and certain decisions are not as important. And what is outside world today? Constantly in the phone, whether on TV, whether outside, is trying to pull my attention. Look here, this is better, buy this. Look here, this is better, why don't you try this? It's constantly in one way or another pulling my attention, so I invest into something, whatever that thing is. It's making me believe that this is better and this is better. And so when I am constantly engrossed, so decision fatigue I was talking about, now I have to make a certain decisions in a day. I go to supermarket, and in one lane there are 20 types of cereal, 20 types of grain, 20 types of, and I have to pick one. If I look at all 20, what will happen to my decision making? I will get confused. if we think logically, or if we think, we of course we're going to be like, okay, it's so hard to make that decision. I want this also, I want this also, but if I take this, I will leave this, but this is good. So many energy and thoughts gone for one small decision. Hmm? And if there is, and studies have shown, the higher the choices that I have, the more I am unable to make a decision. When participants were given less choices, they were able to make a decision, yes or no, right? If we, even to children, we say, you only have to pick one, so then they say, okay, this or that. Or if you take them to a store and they pick 20 toys and you ask them, you can only take two, they also become very confused, because leave this, leave that, what? Because there is a component of greed and a component of I want is equal to I am happy, I am better. So more doesn't mean contentment. More doesn't mean better. Yes, of course, we do need resources, we need everything, but at the cost of losing our peace, at the cost of losing that capabilities that we have, or using our resources in a better way. Our mind is such a big resource, our time is such a big resource, our decision making capacity is such a big resource. And if I'm using it for these things that are constantly pulling me, it's going to make my life more complicated. And that's why they say simple living and high thinking. Because only when I live simple, and this is only for the time being, I'm talking about externally simple living. I will go into internal as well, which is of the mind. But simple living meaning I am not investing my resources into something that's making the pretense more. In schools, when people have uniform, when students have uniform, when there is one uniform, there is no thinking. Should I wear this? What am I wearing for this? What am I wearing tomorrow? Less thoughts go towards that, so that students can focus on studies. So, okay, it is simple, uniform is simple, it is the same every day, it is same, but it is for a reason. There is more discipline, right? So it's bringing discipline as well. And when I would have to let go of something to change my life, to make it simple. But let go of what? What do I have to let go? If I feel my life is already simple, I don't have too many wants, I don't have, what what do I have to let go of? Something that is unnecessary, that I feel I don't, it is not solving anything. It's giving me more stress, it's giving me more problems. Okay, I can live without it. And even if we start at outside, maybe in a house, decluttering. So I need this because this one gave me this. I want this because I bought this from there. I want this, or maybe someday I will need this. So much, so much, so much, so much we collect. And then what happens? When we either have to change the house, or we don't even know where things are, they either thrown away one day, or they're not used another day, because it is so much that we cannot even keep it in our minds where anything is. It's so hard to even maintain those things. So it's better to declutter, it's better to have less, because when it's less, this is what I have, it's cleaner. When the room looks clean, when the house looks clean, it is so appealing. It is so appealing. You feel you go to temple, you go to any religious place, you go to any peaceful place, whether nature, when it's clean, it feels so good right away. And when there is too much here, there, and then you first want to clean that space, and then you feel like you'll have peace of mind. Because when whatever is the state outside is the state of the mind also. So cleaning what is not necessary, if I don't need it, it's okay, I can let go, to start from there. Then coming down to a simple living in terms of dressing up, in terms of impressing people. Do I have to impress people? Do I have to, if I don't feel like cooking, Do I have to cook 10 dishes? Do I have to prove that I can make it? I can, if I am not, if I don't have that kind of resource, that kind of time, that kind of energy, maybe I can do with one. But as long as the intention, as long as my feelings behind it are true, then I'm portraying that. And people will understand. It's not that they will say, oh, you gave me less. Sometimes they will look initially that, okay, outside it looks you didn't give me that. But the true feelings, if the feelings are true, if the feelings are genuine, and if the feelings are pure, they get conveyed. Similarly, when we come down to words, when someone talks a lot, they talk about this thing, that thing, they're, talking. Just last week, we had a workshop on AI. And there was an activity in that, and we were asked to write 5 lines on karma ourselves. So, okay, I wrote 5 lines on karma. Then the activity said that now on Chat GPT, you search the essay on karma and you see what comes out. So I did that. So that was the second part. And the third part was to combine both. So when I read the essay on Chat GPT, first of all, I thought that I only wrote 5 lines and Chat GPT gave like a whole big essay. I thought I know nothing. The second moment when I tried reading, it was a lot of spiritual jargon, a lot of information, but it did not make any sense. It, as if there was no essence, as if there was come to the point, when we are talking to somebody and they're talking about all the things from here, there, and we're like, okay, what's the point? What are you trying to say? We even say that because we want the essence, we want things. Okay, what is, everyone likes simpler things. Even it's a scientific effect. When scientists study theories, they saw that all the scientists drift towards simpler things. When they are simpler, it's easily acceptable. They prefer simpler solutions. And because simple things, when we simplify things, it connects to us. It connects to our original being. Simple meaning, this is how it is. It is not complicated. The truth is simple. When I am not able to understand my relationships, what are you saying? Why are you trying to do this? I don't understand this person. I have been with this person for so long, but I have not been able to understand what this, all this is because it's complicated. There is a lot of imbalance that is there. And simply, what will simplicity say? Okay, it's their nature. I'm okay with it. Right? You accept the other person in a minute. Okay, it's their nature. It's fine. What's so difficult about it? Everyone has different nature. So it's okay. So it's simple. When we simplify things, our life becomes simplified. Life becomes simplified meaning it's peaceful, it's happier. And when we are not simple, the simple way, meaning the simple thing to know that my life is not simple is when I'm not able to find a solution. What is there? What can I do? Meaning there is too much of overthinking. There's overthinking. So there is, maybe this must have happened, maybe this is there. So it's something that is not even there, I'm creating. And so I can simply go and talk, just simplify, simply express my emotions in a way that I am not hurting others. I can still express my emotions and have a better communication with respect for the other being and still communicate. It's not like I want to be disrespectful, with full respect, understanding that they are also coming from somewhere, but I express my emotions. That can be done. So it's simplifying things. When students study, so whether physics or when they go for higher grades, and they see big formulas. I remember myself when I was in college, we saw a very big formula. It's like a very long formula. And as soon as I saw it, I said, oh my God, I can never remember this formula. I don't know how I take this exam. It's such a big formula. And then my friend said, she knew it. She said, no, no, it's not big. You just remember this formula and the rest is just the repetition. Hmm? So she simplified it, that one formula and it's getting repeated. As soon as it was simplified, the whole thing I was able to remember. So, such is the power of simplification. It solves problems, the big problems that seem like, okay, this seems like impossible. In a second, they solve it. What do they say that if there is a problem, what to do? Should I do this? Should I do that? They say, okay, sleep over it. Then tomorrow decide. Why sleep over it? Get some rest. Rest to the mind. When the mind rests, the answers pop up. Simple answers. Because when there is too much jumble, imagine if the jigsaw puzzle and it's like all the things are scattered, I won't be able to see anything. Or if there are a lot of wires around, we don't get to know which wire is going where. Only when we simplify it, then it's like, okay, it's very simple. We are able to find solutions when things are simple, when there is less clutter. And when we are able to find solutions, what happens then? It's not like there's only one problem. In today's day and age, constant problems. We need problem solving capacity, whether at work, whether at home, whether in relationships. Every time we need problem solving capacity. So if I'm saving those resources by not using them for things that are not that important, two, using a form of silence within my mind. And that's where meditation comes. Meditation is a method in which the thoughts in my mind slow down. And when they slow down, if once we learn how to meditate, learn in the sense it's a practice, so you're always learning. It's not like, okay, now it's done, now I know. It's a constant journey, it's a spiritual journey. But when we start and when we at least are able to slow down our thoughts, after that, after doing such meditation, when we do something or when we are able to look at the problem, we are able to see it with a different perspective, even without having any wisdom taken, because the mind is silent. And something that I wasn't able to see, something that I wasn't able to solve, or something I was feeling that it's not possible, I am okay with it. Okay, let's do this. Let's try this. And that's why there is value for morning hours, right? In morning hours, there is not a lot of people are awake, not a lot is happening. There is not a lot of rush of everybody. And there's that value because the atmosphere is silent. When the atmosphere is of anxiety, remember times of COVID, the atmosphere was of anxiety. How it felt. From there, how it felt. Pre-COVID and post-COVID times are totally different in terms of mental health. Totally different. Why? Because there was a wave of fear, a wave of distress throughout the world going on. So it's in that kind of environment, if I don't have that safety, or I don't have that kind of security for myself in meditation where I can actually quieten my mind. Simplicity brings security too, right? When I am simple, I am secure. I don't need anyone's attention. I don't need anyone's approval. I am happy where I am. It's definitely not, that one is not ambitious. No, one still does whatever one has to do, but without the need of, I need I need this sort of praise, I need this sort of respect, I need this sort of stand. Only then I am worthy. Simplicity makes me connect to my original self, and when I connect, then automatically the need to get it from outside fades away. It's only when I'm not connecting to my inner self is I want to go out, because obviously I need something from somewhere, and the focus is on something different. People who invest their time in appearances. One thing Appearances is a big, how would I say, it's a big area today, because not just appearances in person, there is an appearance online as well, right? Appearance, how I am seen by public, how, what, so much on social media. And then, and the ones who invest their time in those any sort of appearance needed approval, what is the result? They will eventually go for more of it. Somebody who's concerned or invest more time will go for more cosmetic surgeries. Somebody who is investing more time will probably have more time given to, so how their social appearance is better in any which way, whether it in terms of content, in terms of anything. And so, and there is that constant, and there is nothing wrong in going out and doing whatever one wants to. There, it is absolutely, it is freedom. But there should not be any dependency. It should not make me dependent on what people are saying, or if they are not saying, my mood is not okay, I emotionally go down. That is an emotional dependency. And simplicity frees me from that. It makes me independent. And when I'm independent, life is beautiful. Life is peaceful. Life is happy. And life seems full. When I try to, I need this, I need this, I need this, it doesn't feel full. It feels empty. The story of a king who had everything. And when he said that I want to look for one person who is happy the entire day, who's never losing his happiness the entire day. They took him to this person who was living in a hut, just had a mat and one pot for water. And he's like, how can he be happy? He has nothing. So he's like, I am content with whatever I have. I am happy. And he said that that saint told the king that I am not carrying the burdens that you're carrying, the burden of responsibility, the pressure of constantly being good, showing to be the best. The pressure, the burdens that we carry, we instill those in ourselves for whatever reason. Because if somebody said I'm good, then I feel I'm good, otherwise I'm not. But in simplicity, I choose to be my original self. So I cross that bridge of, tell me if you respect me, give me that. I cross that bridge. And that bridge is, once the bridge is crossed, there is no going back. There is no, oh, today someone said that you already have crossed it. That independence comes and you're free from all those emotional liabilities, emotional upsetting that happens. Right? So simplicity, there is beauty. And greatness, think of all the great people. Greatness, yes, if their things are complicated or fabricated, they look impressive, but they are not great. Greatness, every human being that we see greatness in, they are simple. Mahatma Gandhi, simple clothes, simple food, but values elevated. Why? Because there is time for values. There is time for something that's valuable. Mother Teresa, simple clothes. Even if you look at Mark Zuckerberg, wears the same clothes because less thoughts are getting invested in what to wear. And it feels good that I am saving that kind of resource, saving my resource, because a moment you open up the cell phone, the resource are just kind of sucked. You don't even know how long it takes before you realize, okay, why did I pick up my phone? Maybe, but there's so many messages before, so many updates that you see before you can even go to what you wanted to do. Right? So there is simplicity, there is greatness, there is beauty in simplicity. You find solutions in simplicity, and there is happiness and contentment in simplicity. So it's a great, great, great value. So let's meditate, and then we will take questions on simplicity. Om Shanti. I, the being, am a pure being. I choose truth and honesty over falsehood. Honesty in actions, in words, and in my thoughts. When I'm honest with myself, my respect for my own self increases. And I naturally let go of the desires to get that from outside. I am a truthful being. I express my emotions and feelings truthfully and politely. My truth is that I am a pure being, and I feel content when I'm able to see others also like that. Having pure feelings, pure intention, pure intentions, and pure feelings for myself and others. I choose to let go of my unnecessary desires. Desire to impress others. Desire to get momentary respect from others. I, the being, am a pure being. And this wisdom, this belief keeps me in my respect constantly. So the deep desire is fulfilled. And I radiate peace and happiness from that fulfillment. I have the courage to let go of that that is unnecessary, extra, of no use. Let go of those heavy feelings towards myself or others. That is not simplicity. Simplicity means I know my genuine self. I, the being, the point of light, am a pure and truthful being. I love truth. I love honesty. I love clarity. My eternal parent is an ocean of truth, that is wisdom. Ocean of purity. There is royalty in simplicity. And as a child of the ocean of wisdom, the ocean of purity, I inherit that with me. So I, the being, am full of that purity that my eternal parent has given me. The true wisdom, truth, that I have received, and imbibing that in my life, I help others around me to create a positive atmosphere, an atmosphere of trust, an atmosphere where there is no deceit, no pretense, a natural, a pure, truthful atmosphere and feelings that I hold for myself and others. When people are in pain, they behave in a certain manner. I understand this truth, and instead of becoming angry, I, with my nature of simplicity, donate compassion, give good wishes to them. This wisdom allows me to stay unaffected by that behavior. But knowing the simple truth, I'm able to shower compassion and power towards them. Just like truth is simple, is relatable, is understandable. I also simply understand myself and others. I, the being, am a tiny, tiny point of light, different from this name, different from the age of the body, different from the physical attributes of the body. I, the being, am a beautiful being of love. This love and this purity creates a world of happiness and peace around me. A space that feels natural, joyous, comforting. I choose to have simple and pure thoughts. Choose to remove and let go of those thoughts that are heavy. They are not necessary. I let go of them. And slowly and gently imbibe simplicity in my life. Because it is the true value, true nature of the being. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Anyone has any questions? Okay. Om Shanti. Good night.
Thank you very much. It was very nice.
Shanti, thank you, sister.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
sister. It's very nice.
Thank you.
Shan-
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Beautiful meditation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.